Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day today. Today, we will be talking about the 12 laws of the universe. I will be going each one individually and explaining its context, explaining some nuance, and explaining its importance in society, right? The 12 laws of the universe, they all derive from the cosmos. Everything from the planets come towards us, and everything has a power that vibrates, also known as Anu. Anu in Hindi is known as atoms. So everything is atoms. All these particles are vibrating, whether it be inanimate object or an inanimate object. They're all vibrating. Whether it be physical objects in the metaphysical world or things that we can't even see. Everything is vibrating, even the gases. Now, let's step into the law of the universe number one. The law of divine oneness. The law of divine oneness states everything is connected. Everything in the universe is an extension of source energy, which means nothing is separate on a spiritual level. Let's take a moment to just analyze that. The divine oneness states that everything is one, everything is connected, and nothing is separate on a spiritual level. Therefore, we must coincide that everything, in essence, is a full circle. Now, in a later video, I will do a video that describes geometry and the numbers of 369 perfectly. Nikola Tesla tells us that if you understand the importance of the numbers 369, you will have all the answers. And I will explain these numbers later and its significance later, but oneness, think of it like a circle, a 360 circle. 3 plus 6 plus 0 gives you the 9. Everything will root back to the 9. On a spiritual level, if everything is connected, everything in the metaphysical nature is connected, that means there is karma. That means there is immense action going towards things, right? Now, let's go into number two. The law of vibration states that everything in this world, whether tangible or intangible, is made up of energy that is vibrating at a specific frequency. Back to the atoms analogy. Everything is vibrating at a specific frequency. Yes, this is the atoms and the electrons around the atoms. This is what's giving it spinning energy, right? Everything is going in a spherical motion. Everything is a circle. Think of when you throw a rock in the water. You see ripples in a circular motion. Everything is based on circular motions. Everything in atoms, physics, geometry, as well as numerology, they all focus on circles. And to understand this concept a little better is to understand that everything is vibrating, right? All these things are vibrating. All these atoms are mushed together to create the material thing that you are seeing. Us as humans right now, our bodies are full of atoms constantly vibrating to give us our fruition, our way of life, right? Now let's go into the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence states that your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal state. This law makes it easy to assess the level of alignment of your vibration. Let's read that one more time. The law of correspondence states your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal state. This law makes it easy to assess the alignment of your vibration. Internally, how you feel and how you perceive your thoughts and emotions will be forced out to the external world, because everything that manifests is originally a thought. Thoughts become emotions. These thoughts and emotions subconsciously create your external reality. Therefore, it is important to manifest positive thinking, positive ideology, and positive ways of reinforcing this. So the law of correspondence is really just a reflection of the interior. Now, if you do the interior work and you are able to live blissfully, let go, and love freely, everything in your external world will be working towards your favor. Now let's go into the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that which is like onto itself is drawn. Your energy is constantly attracting things that are a vibrational match for it. Now, what does this mean? Depending on your energy, right? Everything is energy. The elements are energies, everything is atoms, and everything is energetic, and we are electric beings. Everything is going through an electromagnetic field back in the 360 in a circular thing, spherical motions. Hz, the musical notes, 432 Hz. Now, with this law of attraction, we must recognize that what we are thinking and what we are manifesting creates energy out into the ecosystem, creates energy out into the cosmos. And the cosmos recognizes this energy. Mother Nature recognizes this energy. She consumes it and she will give it back. Mother Nature is very free, loving, and generous because she is the divine spirit. Right now, if we give Mother Nature the true freedom of our love, right, and we express it divinely, she will give it back plentiful. Now, if you are using Mother Nature materialistically, you're using her wrongly, you're using the earth and the cosmos in a wrong sense, it shall come back to you. This energy vibrates right back to you. This in Hindi is also known as karma. Karma is, in essence, what people say just comes right back to you because this is, in essence, true. Number 5, the law of inspired action. The law of inspired action states that inspiration will come about when you are aligned with who you are, an extension of source. When you are aligned with who you are, right? When you find purpose in your individual self, you are blissful, you let go, you are loving, and you are in your inspired action. Everything will come towards you. This goes back to the other 4 laws, right? This ties into the other 4 laws because once you are vibrating the energy that you want to give out to the world, it's going to come right back towards you, right? So this inspired action also goes into your thought process, emotions, and formulating your worldview. So your perspective is extremely key in becoming successful in everything you want in life and becoming spiritually awakened. Number 6, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy states that energy is constantly evolving or fluctuating. Now, this goes back to all other 5 and ties them all together. Reiterating fact, they're tying all of them together. The transmutation of energy is either evolving or fluctuating. So what you give out will evolve. The energy you emit to the world is being evolved. We don't know in what level it could evolve into. It could evolve into something massive. It could evolve into something like it could fluctuate to something so smaller. That's the fluctuation and evolution of it. We cannot control the cosmos in that sense, but the cosmos knows what it's doing, right? In essence, everything is spinning. It knows what it's doing. It shall come back to you. The karma is, in essence, the energy that comes back to you. So if you are doing good and doing positive and you are aligned with yourself, there is nothing to fear because you are always in the driver's seat. Number 7, the law of cause and effect. It goes to say this ties into all the other ideals, but we will break this down. The law and cause of effect states that every cause, there's an effect. In life, thinking is the cause, and our experiences are the effect of our thinking. That goes to without to say. Your subconscious mind creates your reality. Your thought process creates your external world. Your happiness, your joy, your blissfulness, everything that coincides with this concept all comes from your subconscious mind. So you have to train your subconscious mind against social engineering. Social engineering, social media, the news, all these things want to derange you from your spiritual awakening. They want you to be hypersexual. They want you to be hyper masculine or hyper feminine when should not be a hyper to it. Both are divine and you should find balance in both, right? They want to take you away from this. They want to create these concepts. They want to hyperate your cognitive impact. They want to constantly drain you and constantly decrease your attention span constantly, right? So that you are, in essence, drained and constantly need social engineering to fulfill your drained mindset, right? So with cause and effect, it is essential that you think the things that you want to happen. Because if you are pessimistic or you think dark and you think in this way, this shall shift your worldview, right? Now, the levels of consciousness are depths, right? These are depths. From the tops to the bottom, there are depths of consciousness. Let's go into the eighth law, the law of compensation. The law of compensation states that you reap what you sow. What you give others shall be given to you. What you withhold from others shall be withheld from you. Now, if this law is also coincides with all the other laws perfectly as well, what you give unto others will be given back to you. Now, this karma that you give shall be given back to you. The way you attack life with love, and the way you attack life in general with friendships, and the way you deal with nuance and stress of life is how it will trans back to you. This goes back to the energy that you give to the cosmos, and the cosmos shall give this energy back to you. The cosmos is watching at all times. There is a higher power, right? All these concepts that tie back from Babylonian times, the Chinese times, the Indian times, all these times, the geometries, all these concepts, they tie into each other so you can awaken your spiritual essence. So the law of compensation is really important because what you are giving out is what you shall sow. And a lot of people are misunderstanding this concept because they go through these patterns of pain, they relinquish the pain, then they give the pain back out to the world, then they receive it again, and it's a constant loop, right? It's a constant loop of pain, disparity, and depression. To break the loop, you must change your mindset. You must change this ideology that the world is out to get you. You must get restrained from this mindset and understand the universe and the world loves you. And it is your job to find meaning within, and your job to give your ultimate gifts onto the universe. What is your gifts inside? You have to give it to the universe. You have to be more than just yourself. The law of relativity states that everything is relative because we all perceive reality in our own way. Prioritize inner peace over defending the truth because truth is relative. Now, if I show you the number 6, right, from here, from this angle, and you are looking from the opposite view, you would say, sir, that is a 9. I say, no, this is a 6, sir. You say, that's a 9 from this angle. Neither of us are wrong because from this perception, I showed you a 6. You are looking from that angle and it looks like a 9. Neither of us are wrong. It is relative to the truth that we perceive. Now, what is essential to understand in this concept is the way we perceive life is our reality, right? Now, not necessarily saying that other people's realities are deceptive or incorrect, but our reality is based on our thought process, our emotions. So maybe I could be thinking of something in a positive sense, and maybe someone else could be perceiving this in a pessimistic sense. Doesn't necessarily mean both of us are in the wrong or both of us in the right. It just means this is a sign of perspective. And perspective leads to your external world. So it is essential that you take control of your external world. Number 10, the law of polarity. Polarity is within every concept of life. Whether this be masculine, feminine, Republican, Democrat, left, right, things have polarity. North and South poles have polarity. The pyramids have white and limestone, yellow limestone. These polarities give its electromagnetic fields. These concepts, right, of polarity. Everything in life has polarity. Energy is necessary. There needs to be a negative and positive pull in order for there to be a spherical spin, right? That is why the atoms are vibrating and spinning, right? Because the electrons are creating this. That is the polarity. The law of polarity states that everything in life has an opposite. For every problem, there's a solution. For every obstacle, there's an opportunity. Those specific two concepts are essential. Understanding that every obstacle, there's a solution, and every consequence and problem, there's an opposite. There's an opportunity to get out of this, right? Having these two mindsets is crucial in the law of the universe. This creates fundamental thinking to understand that there is polarity. There is not going to be always blissful nature. There is both that in this realm. You will face the good and the bads. The polarity is necessary for development, and it is what gives the beauty of life. Because if there was no polarity, how would we be able to differentiate? Everything will be robotic, and we would not be able to differentiate true beauty, true essence, and true spiritual awakening if there was not something to differentiate and to disagree with, right? Number 11, the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm states that cycles are natural part of the universe, just like the seasons. Your life has seasons too. Now, I'm going to get into this into another video. I will explain the astrological sense of this. Astrology is very important because the way the moon, the way the planets are moving are dependent on the time of the year. These planets, the way they move, are important to our circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is adjusted depending on the way the Earth and the moon moves, right? It is essential because our temperament and our mood shall change dependent on the way it is faced. I'll give you a small example because I'll break this down even further later. 9 months within you are the womb. There are 3 months that you are not in the womb. Within those 9 months, that season of time in your lifetime will be the season of time where you are not lacking of the other elements. Those other 3 months you shall be lacking of elements because you were not in the womb at the time. Therefore, whatever it may be, whether it be the moon of Cancer or it be Saturn at some point, one of these will be you will be deficient in because of the way the circadian rhythm works and the way 9 months works and the way the nines work, right? There's also a video on the nines, you could check that out as well. But the law of the rhythm is very important because it is essential to understand we are just like life. We are just like the trees. We are just like every part of human life. Life is essential. We are part of all these other aspects of life. Think of a tree. We are similar to a tree. When these trees lose its chlorophyll and drop its leaves, it's because it's bringing in more energy for itself, right? It's getting rid of the old leaves that cannot provide more photosynthesis. Us as humans also do photosynthesis. In other terms, Kundalini yoga. This is how we put our energy up to open our third eye. This is similar to what trees do to get photosynthesis from the sun. This is important because we have to understand these cycles are impediment to our lives, right? It's crucial to our growth. Number 12, and the most important of the 12 of all 12, is the law of gender. The law of gender states that life works best when your divine masculine and divine feminine energies are in alignment. Now, when we understand these two, we usually think in the Western sense, there's either a sense of hyper-masculinity or a sense of hyper-femininity. What we must recognize is both polarities are needed and have to be aligned for you to be in your highest degree of understanding. It works best when you have both polarities. Understand that both work together. Understand that there's a holy trinity involved between the masculine and the feminine. Our subconscious is not, it cannot be labeled, right? Our subconscious cannot be labeled as masculine or feminine. It cannot be labeled as either because there is no such thing. There is no such thing as labeling because both coincide with each other and have to be aligned. So as a man or a woman, you have both essences. One may be overpowering than the other, but as long as they're both aligned, it will work best for you. And if you understand all 12 of these concepts, you can radiate life in a much more blissful way, in a much more loving way. That is the essential factor of all 12 of these laws. This is how you attract what you want in your life.